Shalom, shalom. I'm Sister Ashley, the House of Nashai. I was just going to show everybody a quick way to put fringes on a t-shirt if you don't know how to sew, or if you just don't want to because you're in a rush or you're just trying to do it quickly. There is a solution to do that, and it's fabric tape. So this is the brand of fabric tape that I use. It's called Peel and Stick Fabric Fuse. It comes in a tape, and it also comes in sheets. And I picked this up from Hobby Lobby or Walmart. So you can try either one of those places and you should be able to find it. But basically what it is just double-sided tape. Once you put it on, and then you can actually put it directly on the t-shirt and then take your fringes and put them directly on the tape and then press it down, and it sticks. It's adhesive and it stays. You can wash it in the washing machine and it will stay. And I would suggest that you wash it on delicate, because after a wash or two it may come off. Very easy to repair. If it does, just take a little tape and stick it back on there. But super easy, and so I'm going to go through and show you all how to do it. Alright, so this is a men's t-shirt, and we're just going to fringe the bottom. So generally what I'll do is I'll take the fringe and make it two pieces instead of one piece all the way around, just to give a little bit more stretch, so that when the t-shirt is put on, it's not like stuck or not taking away all of the elasticity of the shirt. So let's get started. Just lay it across. I'm gonna take my fringe. And we're gonna do gold fringe for this shirt. And this particular fringe, this bouillon fringe, we just ordered from Amazon. And I just take my fringe and kind of eyeball measure it to see, starting from where the shirt comes to, the front and back come together. I might just go maybe like an inch and a half from there, and start. And I'll do the same when I do it when I start on the back, and kind of just eyeball it to where it's at about the same place on the other end. And then from there I cut it. So that's going to be about here. So I'm going to make my cut right here. Got my scissors here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that. So now I have the piece of fringe that I'm going to attach. Now I'm just going to take the tape and start it out, place it directly on the shirt. And I usually use where the hem is to tell me like where to do it. So I just go like directly underneath the hem. And from there, I'm just gonna take my tape and go all the way to the other end of the shirt, trying to keep the tape as straight as possible. And then once I get to here, just gonna look at my other end to see if that's about the same. It's about an inch. To about an inch. And I'm going to cut. I'm just pressing down, making sure that the adhesive is secure. Then I'm just going to lift my tape. And when I lift my tape, what should happen is the paper should lift up, but the adhesive should stay on the shirt. And if this side wants to give me an issue, I may start on the other side. There's no specific way you have to do it, just whichever way works out. There we are. And so it lifts, and you can see the separation of the adhesive and the tape. Well, the adhesive and the paper. Alrighty. So I want to go ahead and start putting the fringe on. So I go ahead and start by sticking the fringe right there on top of the adhesive. And I'm just gonna move down just like I did when I put the tape on. So I'm just moving the paper and sticking on the fringe. And you just wanna do it, once again, just as straight as possible. And the cool thing about this is if you do kind of get a little crooked, you can always just lift it right back up and then put it right back down again. Because when you're first putting it on, it's like really malleable like that. So you can adjust it before it becomes permanent. Alrighty. And because we did eyeball it, I have just a tad little bit more here. So I'm just gonna cut it. And press down. Another great thing about the adhesive is that when you cut that bouillon fringe, sometimes it has a tendency to want to unravel, but the adhesive keeps it together. Which is a really good thing. And I'm just gonna go through and press down one more time just to make sure everything is secure. And as you can see, the front of my shirt is now fringed. Super simple, not too time consuming, and lawful. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing here on the back. As you can see, I left about that inch there. So I'm just gonna start there right back at the same place. And I'm just gonna take my tape and start there. And this time I'm just gonna take my fringe and lay it across, and when I get to the end, I'm just gonna snip it. So I'm just gonna lay this like right there. That's the seam. So I'm just gonna lay that seam right there so that the back is right on top of it, and start my tape. That way I know it's even on both sides. And then once again, just go straight across. Hi, mister. Hi. Alrighty, and this is my toddler. Come and say hello. I'm gonna say hi to mommy and daddy while we make the video. Alrighty, and so when I get to the back, I'm just gonna stop right here where these fringes stop. Then go ahead and cut my tape. Alrighty. Going back through and pressing down again so that it's secure. Stick my scissors back in here so that my sweet little baby doesn't get a hold of them. Alright, have my tape pressed down, so now I'm coming back here to the edge of the tape. Lift right up that time. And then I'm just going to take my fringe and begin. Right on top of the tape. And moving my paper as I go. This again, just going right across there. Super easy, super simple. Alrighty, so when I got to the end there, and just give it a snip. There, and then once I'm done with both sides, I just like to look at where the snip was done and see if there's anything kind of like sticking up, and if so, just kind of go back through with my scissors and just make it as neat as possible. I don't really like to have any threads just sticking up or sticking out if I can help it. I think that's kind of a more of a finished look. It just kind of looks like it just ended. It wasn't just snatched off. And so same thing on the other side. Just go through and clean it up. You know, clean up, press down, whatever you need to do. And I'm actually, just gonna snip that. Let's see, where's the tape? Right here. On this side now, instead of snipping that down, since it's actually already so neat, I'm just gonna add a tad bit more tape to make sure that that end is secure. And that's the cool thing about this too. You can go back and do that with any size tape that you need to, like if you're making a repair or doing something like this, you know, just deciding, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna press that down a little bit more. So I just take that little piece of tape like that, press it down, lift it right back up, adhesive there, press it down, and there we go. So now that's not hanging off of there. There we go. Now those ends are nice and neat. Go through and make the front ends nice and neat as well. Just as neat as you can get them, and just, you know, keeping in mind that you do want to be careful that you don't make it unravel. The adhesive does help with that, but it's still something that you want to be mindful about. In fact, I'm just going to do that to ensure that that one doesn't try to unravel. There we go. And the more you do it, the more you'll get used to the way that the fringe is made, so you'll know like how much to cut without ruining it or causing it to unravel. Alrighty, so that's all four of my corners made nice and neat, and this is the finished shirt. Now we're fringed. Front and back. And that's all there is to it. Thank you. Shalom.